Namaste. Welcome to Telugu Prajala Mana Sakshi TV. I am Swarna. Vastu and Graha Sastra show ki swagatam suswagatam. Today we are going to discuss about Vastu guidance for students excellence in college and admission. So to discuss that, we are back with our leading astrologer and expert, Dr. Dipika Sanghi Gupta ji. So Namaste Dipika ji, how are you?
Namaste Swarna ji, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
So before we begin the show, viewers, if you have any question and would like to consult Deepika ji, you can reach out to Om Holistic Healing at 732-979-2080, or you can email us at vastusakshitv@gmail.com. Without any further delay, let's start our show. So Deepika ji, Vastu guidance for students' excellence in college admission. So this is actually a very right topic at right time, because I'm seeing a lot of 12th grade high school students applying for college, and all this procedure has started. They're like very eager to get the admissions, and a lot of questions regarding that. So how do you really think Vastu can really help them in this college admissions and excellence? Let's talk about a little bit about that.
Yeah. See, Vastu can only guide that how we can raise our energies to a level where we can give the best out of us, right? At the end of the day, definitely we have to be focused. We have to put the concentration. We have to be hardworking. Without these, it is not possible that if you do the Vastu and you don't put your hard work into it, that will not, make the point. But yes, if you are putting the hard work, sometimes we see that, parents or the student complains that I do a lot of work still. I don't feel that zeal to study. I don't feel that energy. Or sometimes they say that, yes, I'm not emotionally doing that good. That's why I'm not into the studies. Sometimes, they have some different kind of problems, health related issues. So it can be mental issues. It can be health related issues. It can be emotional issues, or it can be some other thing. Like sometimes, the children, they study, but they cannot retain it for a longer time. Sometimes they don't understand the topic. So there can be different problems with a student. So we have to check that whether the energies of the house are good or not. Like sometimes, the family as a whole complains that, we don't feel good vibes in this house. When I'm outside the house, I feel better. When I'm inside the house, I don't feel that energy in myself. Or sometimes they say that, we don't have any focus in life. We don't have any aim in life. And then sometimes they say that we fight a lot in the house. So, there can be disturbance in the energies. There can be, and as I have said earlier, and as I have explained many times earlier, that Vastu is very much scientific, right? So it depends on the earth's energy and what kind of earth's energy we are taking in our house. See, whatever the food we get from the nature is all produced by earth, whether it's, by the crops or the tree. So everything through the earth only, right? Nobody, no science in this world can produce water, right? We cannot produce air, right?
Yeah.
So some things are very natural, and we want those natural energies in the house only, right? So that is why, we have to see that how we can balance the energies of the house so that the energies of a family gets balanced. So Vastu for the students can help in that way, that if we can check that if the student is sleeping in the right zone, if they are studying in the right zone. Sometimes, as I have explained earlier, there are few points in the house which are the points of stress, anxiety, depression, anger. So if a student is continuously sitting or sleeping in those zones, then definitely they will go through such emotions, and that will hamper their studies, their focus, and their concentration, and finally their success too.
Awesome.
So we have to, just see that yes, Vastu can definitely help the students to enhance their energies.
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking, Deepika ji, like, from our, the main topic of discussing like Vastu guidance for students' excellence and about the college admission too. So when it comes to the students' excellence, I like to know, like, do you really think by following Vastu direction, student can really excel, like, about their studies, they improve their concentration? Does really Vastu help those things, Deepika ji?
Yes, definitely. See, there are few zones in the house which totally are dedicated to the education, right? It depends, like let's say the children is or the child is sleeping more in the zone of anxiety and depression. Then definitely they won't be putting their 100% to the studies, right? But if they are sleeping in those zones which are dedicated to the education, then definitely they'll do their good. And then it depends to person to person. Let's say if a housewife is sleeping in the zone of education, then they will be educated in their cooking thing. They will be doing excellent in their cooking thing. But let's say if an IT guy is over there, then they will be, more interested in doing more research in that field. So it depends. So similarly, if a student will be there, then they will be focused towards their subject. And then subject wise also we have the zones, like earlier as we have discussed in the profession series, that certain people should sit only in the south facing the north. Sometimes you should sit in the north facing the south. Sometimes you should sit in west facing east. But in some of the things, like for politicians, it's good if they sit in the east and facing the west.
Okay.
So it depends what kind of a subject the like a child or a person is pursuing. So according to that, if they sleep or they sit in that zone to study, then that definitely brings the positive energies.
Okay, so do you suggest any one specific direction, like in general, like if they're keeping the system for everyone to use in the house, like what is the safest direction in the house?
See, for the students, the safest direction, as a journal I'm telling, is the space between the southwest and the west.
Okay.
So that energy is very good energy. Anybody sitting there and studying will definitely retain the things whatever is being studied, and then they will be more focused, they will be more concentrated.
Okay. So if they have to avoid, if they're not able to fix one particular space, but is there any chance we can know what direction they should avoid? Like
for the education purpose, yeah.
Yes, for the education purpose.
For the education purpose, one should definitely avoid, the space between the east and the southeast. That should be definitely avoided. If especially a student sitting over there studying or sleeping gets into anxiety and depression. And if the person also the space between the south and the southwest, that is also a negative zone. Then the space between the west and the northwest, that is also a negative zone.
Okay. So Deepika ji, usually just to have a good start every day, like when they sit with the computer or when they study, if they want to keep any god's statue, like small idol, like not like a big one, anything near that, so which god is like the best idol to keep?
See, first of all, as I've always said, God idols should be avoided. See, the God is inside, right? When we are keeping the idols here and there, it shows that we are so insecure that, we need the material presence of the God. If we are spiritual inside, we really don't need. See, in olden days, the rishis, the sages who have written, all the holy books, or who have written or talked about the spirituality, it was called Shruti and Smriti, right? So they used to hear and they used to write then, right? And or otherwise they used to retain in their mind, right? So it was, and if we go back, then you will never see in all the holy texts that the sages were praying in the front of the god. No, they used to go for the meditations, right? And when the god was happy, they used to come and they used to say, okay, whatever you want, let me know and I'll bless you with that thing. So god's idol, like worshipping god's idol, came very late into the existence. Otherwise, in our culture, it was never that you worshipping the god, like making an idol and then worshipping the god, right? It was more of the spiritual journey. It was more of a journey of a soul. So I would never recommend, and people usually keep Ganesha or Radha Krishna.
Yeah, because I've seen, like, even in the cars, like you said, there is no need of idol. But honestly, Deepika ji, most of the Indian people, like I've seen them having idol in the car. So like any idol, like, I've seen like Ganesha's idol, mostly Ganesha, and Krishna's idol. Even at the computer desk, just a small, like maybe it became part of our emotional connection, I guess. I don't know, with the idols, like to feel that that's how
No,
it
I'll
is.
say it has become part of our insecurity. I'll not say it is the part of emotional connection, but it is the part of insecurity. Because see, we people, and which is very much true also, because see, we all live in uncertainty. We all are living life so much edge to edge that we think that if the idol is here, then it's protecting us from everything. Though, our karmas protect us from everything. See, God is nothing to, like, you can keep here and there. They have to be placed at certain place. They have their own place. I keep on repeating this thing, that they have their own place, so don't keep that. If students really want to keep, I would say keep some positive thought over there. Yes, you can achieve your goals, something like that. And then sometimes I tell students only that you write whatever your energy says. Let's say my energy says red color, your energy says purple color, somebody's energy will say blue color. So whatever color connection you feel, or whatever you feel, just write that. Yes, I can achieve my goals. Yes, I can work hard. Yes, I am focused. Yes, I know what to do, when to do, how to do, at what point to do. So whatever line makes you, triggers your that yes, I can do it. So
Yeah.
just write that in your own words, and place it on your study or computer table or working desk, so that whenever you feel low, you just read that and you are again charged up. Okay, I can do this now.
Okay, definitely this is another point to be noted, Deepika ji, because I'm, like I said, maybe you said whatever you said is true. People might be feeling insecure, like if we don't keep Ganesha idol first on the table before they start something, so we feel like, okay, something might bad happen. Like it's just how our brains got tuned. So
Mhm.
definitely, like, but what you said, the keeping the words, the inspiring words, they're really going to motivate people if by keep on reading and looking at it. That is really true, Deepika ji. So,
See,
Deepika
one
ji,
of my clients' son was very jovial. And then when I asked him that, why don't you keep something which will make you motivated? So he told me that, okay, then I'll put my mom's picture scolding me in that, because whenever I'll see her, I'll get scared and then I'll again start working. And I said, okay, that's good. If you feel that that can help you, then put such a picture. He said, I'll put my mom's angry picture over here. That will make me motivated.
but that's funny, but that is really, I think if it is helping him, that is good, right, Deepika ji?
That's what I told him.
Okay. So, Deepika ji, how are like colors connected with Vastu? Like, is there really, how Vastu is guiding and helping us in that way? Through colors also, Vastu can help us more like that way?
Yes, Vastu can really help us, very much help us through the colors. See, Vastu totally is dependent on the five elemental theory. Everything in this universe is made by the five elements, whether it is us human beings, whether it is the house, or whether this whole universe, the Brahman, which we say, is made up of five elements. So that's why when anybody leaves the body and the soul goes back to the eternal father or the supreme father, then usually you might have heard the priest saying that like the body which was made by the panchatattva has gone back to its panchatattva. So usually the priests say these lines when they do the rituals. So the whole house, again we say it's a Vastu Purush. So even that is made with the five elemental theory. And when we follow that five elemental theory, whether color wise, whether elements wise, whether they're shapes wise, or whether we follow them by keeping the products according to the zone, according to the elements, then they help us a lot.
Okay. So then if the colors are really going to help us, so what are the best colors to have in the room? Like especially for the kids to get that concentration or anything. What are the best colors, Deepika ji?
Again, it depends that where the child is sitting and studying. So the color should be according to it. But still, I would guide that the white is the best one. See, white is the color of purity. White is the color of very higher knowledge. So it is always good to keep white color over there. Like, sometimes the parents get very dark colors in the room. So dark colors always absorb the energy. If sometimes, if anyways you want to get some colors in the child's room, then try to get them as a baby colors, like baby pink, baby blue color. That is okay, but don't take like dark green, dark blue. So these colors absorbs the energy.
Okay. Okay, that's
So
good to know.
always get a lighter color done, and it's always good to get the child's room as the white only, because it's pure, it's the color of the purity and very higher knowledge too.
Okay. So, I mean, Deepika ji, I know you told us about the light colors now. I mean, we can do like that kind of light color painting and all if we want to in the room. I mean, in the house. But if
Yeah.
like there are so many kids who are going to college at dorm and they stay there and everything. I'm not really sure like how they may not be having like a different colors. They might be end up having mostly light colors. But in case if they have like darker shades, we can't really change those things, right? So what can the students do there? Like anything regarding the color, like, to get more positive vibes, what can they do?
So see, to get the positive vibes, first of all, either keep your head in the south or east, because we cannot change anything in the dorms, right? So we have very limited access to the things. So first of all, keep your head while sleeping either in the south or east, the first point. The second is that always face towards the northeast while studying. So on your, if like on the bed also, you can face towards the northeast while studying, which is doable. And the third thing is that at least spread, light color sheets on your bed. That is the third thing which we can follow. The fourth is that whatever zone you are in, we cannot change the bed side here and there, and we cannot move the furniture here and there in the dorm. So what we can do is that, in the either southwest or the area between the southwest and the west, in that area, try to keep some books over there, whatever books, because that is again the zone of higher knowledge, the zone of goddess Saraswati. So just keep some books over there.
Okay, but through colors also can we do something, Deepika ji, like anything that particular colored, any idol, I mean, again, sorry, no, you said no idols, but anything like, any cloth or anything can we do in that room?
Again, I would say it's better to get always the white color or the very light creamish color. The color should be very, very light, because as I said, that dark colors absorbs the energy. So when you are constantly in the dark colors, then, according to the Vastu, your energies get absorbed, and then the person can feel fatigue. The person does not feel that motivation, does not feel that focus towards the things. They will feel more towards the material world. And see, education is always related to kind of a spirituality, like you go deep inside you, and then so that is why education is somewhere not connected to the material world. It is connected to material world when you start earning through that education.
Yes,
right,
that is
otherwise getting any kind of knowledge is a kind of a spirituality.
Okay, so to feel even centered, like self-centered also can Vastu help in that, like to get the focus, to improve their memory, like all these things can be done by changing things around in the room, Deepika ji?
Yes, definitely. See, our memory, our concentration comes from the northeast corner. So always keep the northeast clean. If the child has gone to the dorm also, then the parents, because see, that is something which is not permanent house. Their house is with their parents only. So if the parents in their house keep the northeast clean, then also it is very much favorable for the children. It is actually favorable for family as a whole. If the northeast is dumb, with if the parents have made storage in the northeast, or the washer dryer in the northeast, a toilet in the northeast, or the garbage cans in the northeast, all these sucks up the energies, all these drain the energy.
Oh, wow.
Then you will find the family as a whole, they all are confused, they don't know what to do, they don't have solution to their problem.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you, Deepika ji. I mean, Northeast is very important in the house. It looks like
very, very important. Yes.
Yeah, to come out of a lot of problems. So for the students, any best direction, like you said, like north, right? Any best direction
No,
to
the
sit?
southwest. somewhere between southwest and west, that zone is the best direction for the students.
Okay. And what is the best time, Deepika ji? Like any through Vastu, any good time, anything for them to get more concentrated and memory and everything?
See, it's always said that, as I said, that, education is a part of spirituality. For that thing, always the best time is to study in the early morning. So somewhere between, somewhere 2 or 3 hours before the sunrise. So somewhere between 3:30 to, 6:30, whatever the sunrise timings according to the different states. So that is the best time. Whatever you study in that time, you always retain it for a longer period of time, because at that time, as a human being also, our energies are on a very higher level. And it is always said in all the religions, that at that point of time is a very, very pious time. And as a human beings, the energies are good, and otherwise also the energies are very positive. So studying in that time is the best time. When I was doing my PhD, I usually study at that time. And otherwise also, whenever I have to do some of my research, or when I was working for my book also, so I used to wake up early in the morning, and then I used to write the things. And whatever I used to do at that time period makes so much sense and was like more of productive things.
Yeah.
You don't get any calls, you are not nobody's there to disturb you. Everything is so quiet and naturally quiet, right? So that is always the best time to do the things.
So, Deepika, I suddenly remembered one point I want to ask you. Like, I heard people saying like they have a vastu dosh in the house. That is the reason things are not working out or something like that. So, for kids' room also, they have like kids' room will also have vastu dosh just in one room.
Yes, it can be. So it is not like that in the one room. It is always like that maybe that room is falling in the wrong zone where the children are sleeping. So that point, then it can be a problem. Like, few days back, I saw a house like both the daughters were sleeping in the same room, but one daughter was sleeping in that room also. We were having two zones coming. As I've said earlier also, that in the couple's room, I have noticed that one is sleeping in a good zone, one in the bad zone. On the same bed, the two zones were falling. So one was in depression, the other one was good. So the two daughters were sleeping in the same room, and the one daughter was not sleeping in a good zone. So she was having anxiety, but the other one was doing very good. So we relocated that daughter who was, not in a good shape, and then it went good.
Oh, wow. So is there any way, anything we can do at home to remove the vastu dosh? Or like, do we have to call priest for that? Like do puja or home or anything?
No. See, by calling the priest, you can, okay, let me explain in a way that, let's say some guest came, right? So when you call the priest, then you can definitely offer the food to that guest for some time. For some time means maximum 2 or 3 months. But until and unless you give that guest a room to sleep, and all the facilities in your house, that is more needed, right? The priest can come and give food for one time. That's it. No, these sciences, like for Vastu, you have to heal the elemental theory. No puja can heal the Vastu dosh. Not at all. It will be that the Vastu Purush gets the food by doing the Havan, by doing the chanting. The Vastu Purush gets the food for some time, limited time. But to heal the Vastu Purush, you need to balance the elemental theory in the house.
Okay. Wow. So thank you, Deepika ji. And like you have already mentioned, so to inspire or to give the energizing thing to the kids, to have like they should feel like, right, like okay, let's do the work, let's study today, learn more, how to get that feel in them, like what else can we do in the room or in the house to get the feel?
Okay, first of all, clean the northeast area. Very much clean. And then if interested in keeping the idols, keep one Lord Ganesha's idol there. right? Because see, Ganesha is known as the, the Viganaharta, the first worshipped god. And then nobody has been ever more intelligent than him. So keep one Ganesha's idol, a small idol, nothing like big and heavy idol, a very small idol over there. And then put some books in the, somewhere between southwest and west. Keep some books over there, and that will make the your child or children focus towards their goals.
Okay. So Deepika ji, just now you said books. So do you suggest any specific direction for keeping their certificates or trophies? If in the house, they like to put them showcase those things, right? So where do you suggest them?
In the southern side. Always keep all the trophies, their acknowledgements in the southern side. When you keep them in the south wall, then definitely they keep on increasing.
Okay.
So because we create such energy that they keep on increasing.
Okay. So trophies, certificates, even if they have like medals, anything, anything, whatever they get. Okay. Okay. So Deepika ji, when we go back to the topic, like where we keep the posters, like you told us, instead of keeping the idols, you should keep the wordings, those things to increase their interest in studies or inspire them. So if they're keeping like that, so is there any posters or any pictures they should avoid?
Anything which is which does not, you don't feel like I went to do a vastu, and it was his son was has kept one big painting of the thumb was broken, and there was a bandit on the thumb. It just shows the 5 fingers where the thumb was broken and there was a bandit on the thumb. And like such pictures, it does not make any sense. See, the thumb is very important part in your hand, right? And the thumb was broken. So don't keep any pictures which has something broken. Keep the pictures which, you feel like good, like, some flowers, peacocks, flying birds. Keep some pictures which are motivating, nothing like wild animals, because why we need that wild energies in the house? We don't want that wild energies, right? We need soft energies, emotional energies in the house, where everybody is loving, caring, ready to adjust with each other, where everybody is living with the honesty, right? So so keep something like that where you can feel that honesty is there. And then don't keep the pictures of skeletons. See, what is skeleton? It's a dead energy. Yes. Right? Skeleton is a dead energy. So if a doctor is keeping in the office, that will create a different energy. But if a student, a student who is into that field and they are keeping there, that is a different thing. But otherwise, if you're keeping, it is a different thing. It depends again, what age group, like what kind of energy we need. So don't keep these skeletons or something which is dried flowers. Don't keep all these things. Put which has life into it.
Okay.
Put something which brings, positivity. Like, as I said, that bandit picture was of no use. It is something broken and you are repairing it, mending it. So just keep something where the flying birds, something where, you feel when you look at the picture, you feel good.
Yes, that's true.
It gives you some positive message. It motivates you.
Definitely, Deepika ji. I mean, all these things now feel like, all connected with one another. Like you said, it's nothing more than Vastu is nothing more than scientifically proven knowledge. So, which is really going to help. And I really thank you so much for helping us to understand more, Deepika ji, for your time and your effort, and you're clarifying all the questions and all the doubts I ask you every single week. Once again, thank you so much, Deepika ji.
Thank you.
Next week, we will be coming back with another interesting topic on Vastu and Graha Sastra. This is Swarna signing off. You're watching Telugu Prajala Mana Sakshi TV. Namaste.